Hey, this is Starseed Mentality, back at you again with another video. And this video serves as part 2 to my Tricknology of the Media video. Okay, and so let's get into it. Okay, in part 2, we're going to be getting into some screenshots that I've done for a prompt, a question answer prompt from my professor. Okay, and we're also going to be looking into what fuels misinformation, what leads up to misinformation, and just we're also going to be doing a brief synopsis of what I talked about in part 1. So please go check that out. Okay, and before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe to all of my content. Okay, I have 2 Instagrams. Okay, I have an art page. Okay, I have an astrology page. Okay, I have my YouTube over here, and then of course I have my TikTok. So follow me everywhere, y'all. Okay, and let's get into it. So I'm all the way down here, but let me read this bit of a screenshot that I shared. Okay, the second thing that resonates is the topic of media literacy. I would definitely consider myself a media critic. Okay, this is a brief synopsis of what we talked about in part 1. Go go look at it. Okay, because I am not impressed with today's political reporting. Okay, I was taught media was supposed to act as the fourth branch of government that checks the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. Okay, however, instead of checking everyone, the media chooses sides. Okay, and that approach creates bias and flawed news reporting. Okay, one of my undergrad professors explained that the media went from telling people the facts to telling people how to think. As a student, I would like to know why the change and how can we go back to giving the public just the facts. Okay, so if you want to know what we talked about in part 1, this is basically what I was talking about: media programming and the technology of the media, how the media likes to tell you how to think instead of letting you do the research and figure it out on your own. Okay, let's check out the second part here, okay, which is I think that the media's approach to fueling political sides is what drives misinformation, right? Because people want the media to fuel their preconceived beliefs, right? As I've said, I believe in part 1, right, that people tend to gravitate to certain medias because it already confirms their preconceived beliefs. And instead of the media figuring out a way for everybody to understand everybody's perspective, they like to fuel into the division of this country. Okay, and additionally, okay, it's designed to be that way. So let's get out of the programming of what they want us to be like and get together, y'all, and understand different perspectives, right? But continuing here with the rest of the paragraph, right, is I also said that I think that we all know that people will lie about certain facts, okay, to be right in a political argument or debate or just argument in general. Like it could just, I want to be right, so I'm going to lie. Scared of facts. You know what I'm saying? Which then creates a snowball effect of the wrong information. So when the media tries to play into this narrative that's already been kind of out there, which is I want something that already confirms my beliefs, what the media creates is, going to scare up the facts just for these people to be right instead of encouraging perspective, research, knowledge, and things of that nature. Okay. Which, as I've said, when you think that there is no other answer, right, you kind of miss out on the larger perspective, which I think I will be continuing here in this second paragraph. So let's get into it, okay? So another opinion that I have about misinformation is it misinformation or a perspective you don't agree with? So just as a brief disclaimer of what this is, I'm responding to, we talked about misinformation this first week of classes, and I'm responding to someone's comment here. You know what I'm saying? And that's one perspective of misinformation right here, right? Which is misinformation is people just trying to hold on to their dogma, their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? Misinformation happens in the media when the media doesn't just want to report facts. They want to fuel a division here, right? And that can cause misinformation when you don't have all of the perspectives. You don't have, which I'll be getting into an example in a little bit, okay? But another opinion that I have about misinformation is it misinformation or perspective, okay, you don't agree with. In today's media, okay, there is no respect for differences in opinion. So for the sake of the classroom, because the person I'm responding to was like, we need to learn misinformation in the classroom, right? How to figure out the red flags, right? And I was like, well, before we talk about misinformation in the classrooms, we need to teach. The first thing we need to do is teach accepting differences in opinions without name calling and labeling people. Okay, I think once we consider everyone's differences in opinion, then we can get into the facts because we've considered all sides of the argument, not just our side, and going to medias that confirm that side instead of educating you, giving you a little bit more insight, right? Therefore, I'm worried that labeling something misinformation is a gateway to censorship. So, as I've said, is it misinformation, or did you just not like what I said, so you want to flag my video and, oh, you got to take this down, and you know what I'm saying? So, so an example of this in kind of like a real life scenario is like when the media doesn't want to tell you, okay, so let's say there's left-wing media, right? Left-wing media hardly says anything negative about Joe Biden. And so this is what I mean by skewering up the facts, right? Like they want to make it seem like this candidate is just so good. He does nothing wrong. Everything he does is just so perfect. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Like when I watch the news, I rarely see them criticize Joe or say this is what he can do better. We ask them, is there something wrong with his mental health? They're like, there's nothing wrong with his mental health. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, they like to skewer up information. And when you skewer up the information, obviously that causes, misinformation. Okay? Things just aren't facts. And right and left wing media do it. That's just one example, right? Where they hardly want to say anything about Joe that is negative. Like he just has good media on that side because they're left wing biased. So they're going to try to put their candidates at the very top type of deal instead of, it's just all types of things that's wrong with that. I don't really think I need to even explain because it just shouldn't be left wing, right wing. It just shouldn't be that kind of media. Just give me the facts. Just give me the facts. But that is just one example. I am running out of time here. So make sure to like, share, and subscribe to all of my content on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. Okay. And with that being said, I love y'all. Pata. Peace.